Budapest Talk Night.
Budapest Talk Night, alright.
Yeah, we call the BTN. So
BTN. Why is it not like BTS? Like
BTS,
Budapest Talk Show.
That's much more awesome. I didn't think about it.
BTSWH, because with Hector.
With Hector, yeah. Yeah, because they already have BTS, right? So it makes sense to have BTSWH.
Okay, let's introduce ourselves. And my name is Hector, who is the organizer of this BTN. And
hi, my name is Tomáš, and I'm Hector's colleague and friend. And really happy to be in this apartment again because we rented together, if I remember well.
Yeah. This is Tomáš. And
yeah, my name is Miklos. I'm also Hector's colleague and friend, and well, basically he was my teacher.
That's fine.
For the first 3 months. So happy to be here. Thank you for inviting.
Okay, thank you. And
hi, my name is Daniel, former colleague of Hector and an expert of video games. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, I want to ask you, how many years are you working under the Korean company?
I started to work for a Korean company in 2005.
2005. How many years?
So it's almost 14 years.
14 years. Okay. How do you feel?
It's good. I still like it. It's
still like
challenging. Yeah, we still have enough room to improve and grow. So I like it. I still have challenges.
Really?
So I think it's really good. I think if I would have a really big problem, I would leave immediately.
Okay.
So I think I can live with these problems.
Okay.
Of course, salary is always a problem.
So
as much as you get, it will be a problem. Actually, about the culture, I don't have any problem. I like
really?
it. Yeah, I have really good colleagues like you. And it could happen that you have conflicts with some colleagues. But I guess more or less I used to have conflicts with the Hungarian colleagues, not with the Korean ones.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have boxing matches every Friday, so you can let the steam out a little bit. Like Hector, I challenge you this time. And
this is why we are playing football.
Yeah, just beat out all his teeth and stuff.
Okay. So meaning that are you satisfied to work under Korean company, right?
I'm still here, so I should be satisfied.
Okay. Well, what about you? Do you have you have experience?
Yeah, well, I worked at the Korean company for 3 months only, so maybe not much I can say. Although, since I spent 3 years at an American company, probably it's really easy to compare the 2 years. There are huge differences. I'm not saying that all of those are good or bad. I'm saying there's a huge difference in culture, in work style. I
want to ask you about this one. That how do you think about way of working from Korean? How do you feel? Actually, you guys already see in the office that most of the Korean guys, they are working until late night. Especially some director side, they are working more than 9, 10 or 11, 12 o'clock. So how do you think about this kind of things?
Are they working or
they are
just in the office?
In the office, yeah. I don't know, they
so
are
this
working.
is not like what that they are working.
Yeah.
Actually, let me build on that immediately, because my first idea was the same thing, that it's one thing to work, yeah, it's great, I mean they spend a lot of time, I can understand that they feel responsible for the business and they do as much time they can, but on the other hand, I have the question, is it effective? Do they work effectively? Because from what I saw, the systems we use, the systems the company has, and the working method, the weekly process, the daily process, is it effective? Because I believe it's not as effective as it could be. I'm not saying to the best, comparing to the best case scenario, but maybe to other companies who are on the same level like this Korean company. And I think based on my few years of experience, of course, I have only 4 years working experience, but I've seen other companies, I've seen other systems, I've seen other working methods, and I'm questioning the effectiveness of the whole thing, to be honest.
Yeah, no, that's a very interesting thought, because I was also just a trainee for 8 months, and sometimes I started wondering what kind of job are they actually doing, because when I was in the office and I was doing my job, I required my co-workers almost like every 10 or 5 minutes, because I was working together with them hand in hand. So I started to wonder, like, if they're all alone in the office at like 7 p.m, what can they actually work on, you know? Like, don't they require some report or some data or something like that from this or that person, you know?
Yes, time gives you a limit, yes, because the business is ongoing, but it always has limit because of the time. You cannot do everything in advance.
So in terms of effectiveness, I agree that mostly they are talking about how to report to the headquarters, how to report to the top manager, to avoid any conflict in the future. So
if you think about it, when you do extra hours, you do extra hours. Are you, Hector? You know what it means to work extra. But if you think about it, the reason why you have to do it is because we have so many manual tasks. The system is slow, so it's not about the amount of work you have. It's basically the method is slow and again ineffective sometimes. But my question is that the Koreans we are talking about the company, they are at leader level, high leader level, high in the hierarchy, yes. So basically, they don't have these kind of tasks on a daily basis. They do not upload things into the system. They don't use it that much like we do. So again, question: what are they doing?
Actually, they are manager. From my point of view, they are working. Mostly, they are communicating with the headquarters to
But
get
I
to know
understand how
something.
they are communicating with headquarters at 8 o'clock at...
No, but time zone difference. That kind of makes sense. That does make sense.
But how they... No. When we have 8 o'clock in Hungary, the Koreans already
It's
sleep.
in the morning,
Oh.
Yeah.
So when it's
So
8
actually you
PM,
can't explain with this thing, because based on my information, they can't leave earlier than their colleagues.
oh really?
So
yeah,
if
that's like
somebody
a
is in the
tradition,
office-
right? That's like a tradition, isn't it?
Is like the leader cannot go earlier than the employees? Oh, that's interesting.
So actually, based on my knowledge, this is a kind of...
Yeah, I heard the same thing actually.
I agree to some part of the things. Because some of the leaders, they are thinking about it. I should not leave people, their employee to leave the office. This is their concession. Some people they have, but some people not mostly.
I don't think I ever saw Korean boss leaving earlier than their employees. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sometimes it could happen if they have some task or special things to do.
But
normally they are staying there.
a lot of times I stayed until 7, 8, sometimes 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
I remember one day and our boss was there.
Can you
It happened with me once. I went back to the office around 1 o'clock, I guess, at the evening.
1 o'clock.
Because
1 a.m.
And all the Korean leaders were in the Budapest meeting room, and they had a meeting.
Yeah, I saw that too.
On Friday evening.
Maybe they watch movies.
You know,
No, they were. I feel like for some reason.
They should watch movies at 1 a.m. Yes.
I feel like the easiest way for us to segue into the Korean working culture is probably through the family, right? Because one of you guys just mentioned that they have families, they have kids and everything. And it's very interesting to first look at how their culture, like the Korean working culture, how do they value if someone rather spends time on their workspace rather than with their family, right? Because in the Western cultures, it's usually shunned. It's usually not a positive. It's not a positive attitude if someone is spending way more time in their workspace than with their family.
Well,
but I'm not sure it's the same case in Korea.
Only European, I believe, because I would say it's like if you're considering how important is free time, I would go Europe, America, and then Asia. Probably, women already fought their place into society in a meaning that they have all the rights, they have equal salary, and it's really important everywhere that they have the same kind of life, given by the company. Yeah, in America, it's still kind of an issue as men get higher salary because it's still a tradition, let's say, or part of their culture that the man has to work for the family and be able to earn enough money to provide for the whole family. And being a house mom is still very common in America.
Okay.
When we go to Asia, well, I'm not saying I have all the knowledge to say, but I also feel like that men is the first, the priority, bread making
for the family.
Money making. So
I think so. Yeah, because there is some salary inequality between guys and ladies. Yeah, mostly guys they used to get a lot of salary compared to the ladies. Of course. So yeah, they think they should get responsible to cover the whole economic situation with their family. So I think the same situation with America you just said. Yeah. Nowadays the situation haven't been changed. So many ladies they are working and then they are moved to the society to their activities. So I think.
But the first thing that spots your eye when you go into our company, when you go into the building, is that there's no women leaders. Probably going to see the same, yeah. Not a few lady workers.
There are a few.
Among the leaders.
So
I know it's getting better and better, as you said, and even earlier we discussed that Korea is doing a lot of things to gender equality right now, but they're still not there. And they need like at least 10, 20 years as students grow up, start working, getting into companies. They need at least 2 decades to make significant change.
Yeah, I feel like that this, sort of trend is kind of fading out from the whole society. I spent a few years in Asia, so I know that nowadays almost as many women work in Asia as men. Maybe, probably not as high in a position as the men, but it's interesting that throughout the late 20th century, women started to go to work more and they started to become an even more and more active parts of the society in terms of taking jobs. And it's interesting that it went parallel with the technological advancement in the countries. So, for example, the type of companies where men are taking leader positions, the women, most of them that I know, they're not even thinking about going to the same field. They're thinking, there are, like my husband's doing that, and he's doing great at this. There are a lot of men like him doing this, but there is this new opportunity with this new kind of app or something, and I'm gonna go work there and see like this. So they're not just trailblazing into being forming the working class of women, but they're also exploring the new opportunities more. Women are less and less tentative to do 9-to-5 jobs. They rather work on something innovative or something that they can do from home, or any innovative type of workspace or any innovative type of company. That's what I saw. And in the field that I used to work, there were a lot of women around me, and that was sort of an innovative, human-centric working environment that I was in. So that was my experience.
In America?
No, that was in Asia.
Okay.
Basically, even if you want 5 work days a week, you can do from home if you have a legitimate reason, and they are not questioned. Yeah, they are always supported. If they have an issue, the child is sick, they have to stay home. They can do the same work because they have laptops. They can carry it around. Yeah, they can do everything. They can Skype call in if it's needed. But they also have the opportunity to stay with the child and take care of them.
So they are allowed to do home office whenever they have some issue with the family.
Even fathers were allowed to take 2 weeks after the child's birth. I want to say with this that this culture is 100% missing from our company. And today, for a mother, for a woman who is planning to have family in the future, this company is not a good option.